All right. So now we're doing freeCodeCamp, scientific computing with Python beta. Learn regular expressions by building a password generator. Step 49. All right. So now we're going to turn pattern into the shorthand class for alphanumeric characters. We will do that for sure. Give me a second. My other monitor is turning on. Entertainment. I couldn't think of a joke real quick. That being said, Codeman-ass music. None of you have showed up yet. Blaming you. No, I'm kidding. That being said, still making these videos. I mean, live streams. If you can come over, check it out. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. What is it? Yahoo, not YouTube at Codeman-ass music. Thank you. So now we're going to turn pattern into a shorthand class for non-alphanumeric characters. I haven't done this in 2 days. What are we doing? Pattern into a shorthand for non-alphanumeric. It should be like this, right? W? No, capital W. There we go. A bunch of commas and a period. That looks good. Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right. Now we're on to step 50. Pardon me. So the space character and the final period are matched. Looks like it's a lot more than that. What? Oh, the space characters. Oh, okay. So it's this space, comma, this space. I was thinking it was a bunch of commas. All right, cool. Are matched, as they are the only non-alphanumeric characters in the string. Gotcha. So now we're going to turn our quote string into a single underscore character. You got it. And just like thus, and it has nothing. Oh, because it doesn't match underscores, just like JavaScript. Check the code. Looks good, and submit it. All right. Since the underscore character is a valid character for variable names, it is included in the slash lowercase w character class, equivalent to this stuff right here, which can be conveniently used to match variable names. Therefore, the capital W character is equivalent to everything but this stuff, okay? So with the underscore character with, what? Okay. Therefore, the capital W character is equivalent to this stuff with the underscore character that is not matched. For this reason, we cannot use it to match all our special characters. We're going to delete the last 3 lines in our code. Okay. See ya. Check it. Looks good. And submit it. All right. So now we're on to step 52. So now we're going to combine our raw string with an F string and interpolate our symbols variable inside the character class. We'll remember that we can interpolate a variable within an F string using curly braces. Okay. Let's try this. We're going to do it. F string. So interpolate the symbols variable inside the W class. Give me a second. This is a sentence that I've never seen before. Now combine our raw string. Which raw string? This raw string with an F string. So we put an F in front of it. Is that a thing? I don't know. And interpolate our symbols variable inside the character class. Symbols variable. Symbols. Where's that? Oh, here. Inside the character class. Inside the character class. Remember that we can interpolate a variable within an F string using curly braces. Okay, so let's throw this. Let's put some a character class. Let's turn this into a set of curly braces, and let's say symbols. Let's see if this works. Symbols. Yeah, that should. Is that it? There we go. Lucky guess. And submit it. All right, now we're on to step 53. So below the constraints list, we're going to add a comment saying check constraints. You got it. So let's do hashtag check constraints. Couldn't we have done the check constraints while we were at it? Yes, but whatever. And now we're on to step 54. So after our new comment, we're going to write a for loop to iterate over the constraints list. We're going to use constraint and pattern as the loop variables. After our new comment, we'll write a for loop. Okay, right here, for to iterate over the constraints list. So constraint in constraints. And use pattern. What? Constraint and pattern. Oh, because constraints is constraints? Where's that at? Oh, here. Constraint. Okay, let's wrap this in parentheses. Let's say constraint, comma, pattern. Comma, pattern. All right. And then let's do this and throw a pass down here. How about that? Is that what you want? It is. Okay, great. So I don't know if we went over this before to where we can do a, is this a tuple or is this, what is this? I don't know. Let's call it a tuple since we're calling these tuples. So we can do a tuple here instead of just one single, what's it called? Variable. Okay, cool. And submit it. All right. So now we're on to step 55. So inside the for loop, we're going to call the find all function passing pattern and password as the arguments. Inside the for loop, we'll call the find all. Let's call find all, passing in pattern and password. Pattern, comma, password. I think that's good. That should be good, right? Because we're making the password up here, and then we're putting the password down here. Check the code. Nope. Re.findAll, of course. How could I forget? Re.findAll. We're gonna have to get used to this, honestly, but whatever. This is the first time for us seeing it, so we'll just get used to it. Looks good, and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 56. So we are interested in the number of elements in the list returned by the findAll function. We'll pass our existent findAll call to the len function. Okay, so this is going into the len function. So this dot, no. And wrap that in parentheses and let's say len in front of it. So the length of whatever this little list is. Okay, I forgot what findAll does. I know we did it earlier, but I mean, this is like 2 days since the last time I've even made these videos. So whatever, check the code, looks good, and submit it. When we go over to Code Wars, we'll probably be doing this stuff a lot. So we'll get much more used to this stuff. This is just, honestly, this stuff is just to open our eyes right now. This stuff is just to open our eyes right now. And then we can go over to Code Wars and like solidify this stuff in our minds. And then we'll see what we do after that. All right, so step 57. Inside our for loop, we're going to compare constraint and the length of the list returned by findAll, by the findAll function. We'll use the less than or equal to operator for that. I was thinking it was in a reverse arrow. Less than or equal to operator for that. Let's do that. So inside our for loop, we'll compare constraint and the length of the list returned by findAll. Are we going to say if or just what should we do? I think we need to do an if because this doesn't have a let's just try constraint. Let's put constraint less than or equal to. Let's do that. Let's go constraint less than or equal to. Let's see if this works. Okay, that's what they wanted. And submit it. All right, so now we're on to step 58. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to go to Code Wars after this because I'm not really too sure what's going on right now. Whatever though. Right before our for loop, we're going to declare a count variable and assign the value 0 to this value. Okay, count 0. Count equals 0. You got it. Check the code. Looks good, and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 59. So now we're going to turn the expression inside our for loop into an if statement. We'll use that expression that we wrote in the previous step as the if condition. Okay, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we do that in the first place? Inside of the new conditional statement, we'll increment the count value by 1. Okay, let's wrap this thing in parentheses. Put an if in front of it. Space. Let's press end, colon, drag it down like this. Drop it down like this. And then let's say count. Do we do plus plus? It's plus equals 1, right? I think we went over that in ChatGPT. Check the code. No. You should turn this into an if condition. What did we do? What is this, not an if condition? Inside the new conditional statement, increment the count value by 1. Is this not what they wanted? Is there a different way to do if statements? Because I forgot. I don't know. Do we not have the parentheses? There we go. Yeah, it's not JavaScript. That's what the problem is. Looks good, and submit it. All right, now on to step 60. So finally, after the for loop, we're going to create an if statement to check if count is equal to 4 and break out of the while loop by using the break statement. You got it. All right, so after the if statement, after the for loop, okay, so let's drop it down 1. We're here right now. Let's back it up 1, 2, thusly. Create an if statement. Count is double equal 4. 4. Break. Okay. And count and then break out. Is that what you want? It is. Okay, and submit it. All right, so now we're on to step 61. So instead of using instead of using a loop and a counter variable, we can achieve the same result with a different approach. Okay, I'd like to know what that is, which we're going to implement in the next few steps. I believe it. So all is a built-in Python function that returns true if all the elements inside the given iterable evaluate to true. Otherwise, it returns false. I believe it. What was it? You know, there was something in JavaScript that does that, but I forgot what it was. We're going to replace our existing for. If you don't lose it, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's what it is. We're going to replace our existing for loop and 2 if statements with a single if statement. For the if condition, we're going to use a call to the all function and pass an empty list as the argument to the function call. Okay. Place our existing for loop and 2 if statements with a single if statement. All right. If all, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do this with a colon after the parenthesis and say pass down here. And that should be what they want. No. We should replace our existing for loop and 2 if statements with a single if statement. Well, what is this? Do we need to back it up one? No. Replace our existing for loop and 2 if statements with a single if statement. For the if condition, use a call to the all function, okay, and pass an empty list as the argument to the function call. Is there something else you want out of us? Come on. Whatever. Whatever, right? Whatever. We're just opening our eyes, right? This is we're just opening our eyes. Submit it. All right, now we're on to step 62. So right now, the all function is taking an empty list as the argument. We're going to populate that empty list using the comprehension syntax. Comprehension syntax, so that the list stores the result of evaluating the expression constraint is less than or equal to blah for each constraint pattern tuple in the constraints list. In this way, we'll break out of the while loop only after the requirements are fulfilled. Comprehension syntax, so that the list stores the result of evaluating. What's comprehension syntax? Comprehension syntax. Python. Geeks for geeks. X times 2 for X in numbers. Print doubled, and it'll give us this. Okay. So okay. So we do what we're going to do first, and then the if statement after. We'll see. All right. So what we want to do is the constraint. We already did this, so let's act like we didn't just delete it for no reason. We're not going to type that again. We already had it there. So this, we're going to do that for each one, and then we're going to say for. We should have honestly kept those, that for loop and that other one up. For constraint, comma pattern in constraints. It should be what they want. Check the code. Nope. Yeah. For constraint pattern. Pattern. Oh, we're going to keep that. Put an in at the end of pattern. Okay, I like this better with the tuple, although it said we didn't need it. It said we didn't need it. This should work. Actually, let's take this, let's copy it, reset it, and see. Let's paste it. Thusly. Nope, let's paste it. Thusly. Tab it over one. Check the code, still looks good, and submit it. I don't know. Maybe we want to do a tuple. Maybe we don't. I don't know. It is a tuple for each constraint pattern tuple. Whatever. And submit it. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So here we go. Step 63. I mean, we will see when we go do Code Wars. We'll see what the pros are doing. We'll see what their actual cool guy methods are, and then we'll just copy them. You know, who knows if this is cool or if this is just what some educators do. You know what I'm saying? So what am I doing? Oh yeah, step 63. My bad. I'm getting old. Sorry. So having all expression for I in iterable, means that a new list is created by evaluating expression for each I in iterable. Okay. So they're talking about expression, like this expression for this. I like this. I actually do like this syntax, though. That looks pretty cool. Or the formatting method, whatever. So after the all function iterates over the newly created list, the list is deleted automatically since it's no longer needed. What? Coffee is bitter. After the all function iterates over the newly created list, the list is deleted automatically since it's no longer needed. Okay. Memory can be saved by using a generator expression. Generator expressions follow the syntax of list comprehensions, but they use parentheses instead of square brackets. Okay. We're going to change our list comprehension into a generator expression by removing the square brackets. See ya. Okay. Memory can be saved by using a generator expression. Generator expressions follow the syntax of list comprehensions, but they use parentheses instead of square brackets. Okay, so we got parentheses here. Do we need to put the... No? Okay. And submit it. All right. So now we're on to step 64. So we don't need the count variable anymore. We're going to delete this variable and its value. Yes, we don't. See ya. Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right. Now we're on to step 65. So now it's time to test our function. We're going to uncomment the last two lines into the code and modify the function call passing 5 arguments. We'll use 8 for the length and 1 for the other 4 constraints. Okay. Okay. What? Function call. Here's the generate password. All right. 8 for the length and 1 for the other 4 constraints. Comma 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1. Generate password. Let's go look. I forgot what we did. Length num special characters uppercase lowercase. Okay. Check the code. New. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 for the other 4 constraints. 1, 2. Pass. What? 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 Indentation error in unindent does not match any other indentation level. Huh? Nope. We gotta indent it? No, that's stupid. We gotta indent both of these? Okay. Uncomment the last 2 lines in the code and modify the function call passing 5 arguments. Use 8 for the length and 1 for the other 4 constraints. 1, should we just put 1 and not have anything else in it? That doesn't make sense. Do we need to back it up 1? Okay, maybe that's what the problem was. Yes, that was what the problem was. Check the code, looks good, and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 66. Give me a second. Okay. It is what it is, right? Opening our eyes, right? And look, it's free. Glad to have something free that we can open our eyes with. It works. Step 66. It works. But there are still a couple of things we can improve, okay? First of all, calling a function with 5 arguments can create confusion on which value will be assigned to which parameter, okay? We can call a function using keyword arguments, that is, writing the parameter name it's explicitly followed by the assignment operator and the value. For example, we can say def add x and y and then return x plus y, and then we'll say add x equals 1, y equals 7. I guess that's cool. We're going to take all these, copy them. We're going to drop them all right here. We're going to put equals 1, Although I don't like that I don't like that formatting. We're going to do it like this because I don't care what this looks like. All right? Because that looks stupid, in my opinion. And there we go. Check the code. Come on. Nums equals 1. They freaking aren't going to let us pass without doing it in that stupid way. What do you want to bet? 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 Nope. Length equals 8. What a dummy. Why didn't I put length? I'm just going to take this length. And then we're going to put the spaces in again. Length equals space equals space. I don't care how long this takes. I refuse to not put spaces in here. I'm so used to it. Yeah, it's good. Okay. And submit it. All right. So now we're on to step 67. So as long as the arguments in a function call are keyword arguments, the order of the arguments doesn't matter. Oh. To confirm this, we're going to try to change the order of length 8 in nums1 in our function call. I think we will. I do believe we will. Let's do a control X on this. Do a control V thusly. Check the code. Looks good in some. I like that. I like that. I like that. Step 68. So now we're going to modify our function declaration to take default parameters. We're going to use 16 for the length and 1 for the other constraints. You got it. Equals 16 equals 1. They're just going to change it. They're just going to change it back to this anyway. My little stand 2 lessons ago. That's all I could take and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 69. So when we combine default arguments with keyword arguments, we are able to explicitly pass fewer arguments than those required by the function. The arguments that are not explicitly passed to the function call, will take their default values. Give me a second. How many do we have? Haha, we're almost done. I thought there was at least a lot more. Great. All right. So let's read it again because I was totally distracted. When we combine default arguments with keyword arguments, we are able to explicitly pass fewer arguments than those required by the function. True. The arguments that are not explicitly passed to the function call will take their default values. That makes sense. We're going to modify our generate password call to take only length equals 8. See ya. And then to the rest of yous, see ya. Check the code, looks good, and submit it. I like that too. All right, so now we're on to step 70. So now we're going to remove all the arguments from our function call. All the arguments from our function call. See ya. No big deal. All right, so it looks like this now. That's a pretty wild password. I would never guess it. Looks good, and submit it. All right, step 71. So now we're going to modify our print call to take the string generated password : as the first argument before new password. You got it. So we'll do, let's do this, comma, and then inside of here, let's do generated password like thus. And you see, it looks just like that. What a password. Check the code, looks good, and submit it. Did we use secret on that? We had to have, right? Secrets. Yeah, we did. All right, cool. And submit it. All right. Now we're on to step 72. So finally, we're going to put the last 2 lines of our code inside an if statement that executes when blah. What? We're going to put the last 2 lines of our code inside an if statement that executes when name equals main. This way our code won't run when imported as a module. Otherwise, it will call generated password and print the generated password. And with that, we're done. All right, so this might be tricky. I think we did this earlier, but I don't remember how we did it or how it went. Finally, we're going to put the last 2 lines of our code inside an if statement. Last 2 lines inside an if statement. Inside of an if statement. Okay, so we'll say over here, let's start by saying if. Up here, let's do it in 38. If underscore underscore name underscore underscore double equals this underscore underscore main, come on now, underscore underscore let's do that. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is, honestly. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is at all. But whatever. Anyway, so we're done with it. All right, so that's the end of this one. Let's put this here. How about that? So we've just finished, what is it called? Generate password. All right, so we're done with this one. And now we're on to learn algorithm design by building a shortest path algorithm. Remember, if you can, check this out if you want. I would appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.